Well, welcome back to Rereadable, Rediscover Your Bookshelf, and we're talking about maps. And when you think of a bookshelf, I would say an atlas or a gazetteer. A lot of people out there might not even know what a gazetteer is. So when I was growing up, I stopped by the service station, and the service station attendant, he had this pocket of a wad of greasy bills, and he could make any change, and it was usually it wasn't self-serve. He'd serve it, and he just had this big wad of cash. I mean, cash, people used cash. You went to the service station, they had a big wad of it in their pocket, and then the typical service station is, and this is about bookshelves, not service stations, but it had two garage doors, two bays, and then it had a very small portion of the shop was you could go in there and you'd pay, and there might be some cans of soda and some maps and some auto supply stuff. If you needed oil, if they had to top off your oil. That was often, I remember my vehicle, he's like, whoa, you got to top off the oil. Or my dad's car. Yeah, top off the oil. Good, I'm glad you caught that. And often my dad didn't catch stuff like that. We would be stranded in the middle of nowhere without a phone and with just this crinkly old map. So you could buy a map at the service station, and once you open that map, you can never fold it back exactly how it was. That was just the rule. And it was this pleated paper map that opened up to maybe 4 feet by 3 by 4, and it would consume the whole inside of your car, and you try to figure out where things were, and then you could never fold it up properly. And that was always sad, and then not sad, but typical, like, why can't I fold this map up correctly? So going back to the bookshelf, the gazetteer is kind of a friendly form. It's a little more civilized. If you had a father in the 70s that had a pipe, he had a gazetteer, a well-organized gazetteer in his car, and it was very easy to refer to, and you could even take it inside in a civilized manner, and maybe from your comfort of your reading chair, under a lamp, maybe study where you were going beforehand. Or you could do it like my dad did, just like flailing around for a map and then trying to open it, and anyhow. But usually you didn't need a map. You asked the service station guy, and he could tell you, go down the road to the fork, and you take a left at the fork right by the pond where the old, there'll be a cow out there. And if you see the cow, then you're in the right direction. They just knew everything like the back of their hand. They were a font of wisdom. They were the original Google. You needed to know something, you went to the service station geographically. You didn't go to Google Earth. I think a good service station attendant now, he would laugh in the face of Google Earth. And not that he wouldn't maybe find it useful as I find it useful, but come on, folks, there's a world out there that is not dependent on, there's one Earth, and we don't need Google Earth to, that's like a false planet. And there's a real planet out there. So, we're going to take a campfire break, and we'll be right back.